In light of social distancing, driving students to and from school is preferred. Temperatures will be checked before students are allowed on campus.
Masks are required while on campus and are a part of the school uniform. Observe safety signs for social distancing and other important information around campus. Desks will be 6 feet apart,
reducing the amount of students in one classroom.
Cafeterias will be closed. Breakfast and lunch will be served in classrooms or in a grab-and-go format.
You will have the option of going to campus some weekdays or staying at home to learn.
School will be different this year.
But if we do our part, learning is guaranteed.
The Virgin Islands Department of Education is hiring.
My career as a chef and entrepreneur would not be possible without the incredible public school teachers who saw my potential and pushed me to excel.
My career in the Virgin Islands National Guard as an aviator began with great Virgin Islands public school teachers who exposed me to experiences that continue to impact my life today.
Public school educators change lives. We're looking for academic teachers, career and technical education teachers, paraprofessionals, and school nurses. Visit vide.vi/jobs to learn more about our careers. Join the VIDE team today.
Welcome to the Government House Weekly Press Briefing and COVID-19 Update for the week of February 16th, 2021. For the benefit of the radio listening audience, I am Richard Mota, Government House Communications Director. I have with me today Dr. Esther Ellis from the Department of Health to provide the latest COVID-19 statistics and an update on pop-up testing sites in the territory's current vaccination phase. At the top, before we get into our COVID update this afternoon, I want to share some updated information on the unfortunate helicopter crash at Botany Bay in St. Thomas yesterday. At approximately 3:15 p.m., the 911 call center received reports of a downed helicopter at Estate Botany Bay. Within minutes, emergency personnel responded to the scene, and after clearing heavy brush and extinguishing the fire, the 4 passengers who were aboard the vessel were discovered. Sadly, all 4 were deceased. Contact was made with the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board according to protocol. There were reports yesterday of a 5th passenger aboard the vessel on information from its flight manifest. Thankfully, I can report this afternoon that there was not a 5th person aboard the aircraft. Our first responders mounted a feverish rescue effort in response to yesterday's crash. Unfortunately, the results were not what we hoped for, but we thank them, particularly the men and women of the Virgin Islands Fire Service, Police Department, Emergency Medical Services, and the Port Authority. Governor Bryan, who is out of the territory on personal leave, issued a statement last night following the crash, asking the community to keep the family and loved ones of those lost in this tragic incident in their thoughts and prayers. Lieutenant Governor Roach, who is serving as acting governor while Governor Bryan is out of the territory, also expressed his condolences to the families impacted. Lieutenant Governor stated, and I quote, "As the entire community tries to process this painful loss, I pray for comfort and strength for the families, friends, and loved ones of the passengers. The loss of these lives is so deeply felt, especially during a time when we are taking such measures to protect life during the ongoing pandemic which we face," unquote. This is an unimaginable loss for the families and friends of the victims, and we continue to keep them in our prayers in this most difficult time. With that, I will turn over the briefing to Dr. Ellis for the COVID update. Dr. Ellis.
Good afternoon. Thank you to Governor Albert Bryan Jr. and Commissioner Justa Encarnacion for the opportunity to speak to you this afternoon about COVID-19. As of Saturday, February 13th, 2021, we have tested a total of 45,233 people within the territory for COVID-19. Of these, 2,542 have tested positive. There are currently 105 active cases within the territory, 75 on St. Thomas, 25 on St. Croix, and 5 on St. John. One COVID-19 case is currently hospitalized. I am extremely happy to report that we have the lowest overall death rate, with the exception of Northern Mariana Islands, and the lowest, the next lowest is Hawaii at 30 per 100,000. We also currently have the third lowest case count in the nation. Hawaii and Vermont are ahead of us. As the COVID-19 infection rate doubles on St. Thomas, I would like to remind the public that monoclonal antibody treatments are available to individuals who meet the criteria. As more people become vaccinated, we reach closer to achieving herd immunity. In the meanwhile, there are alternative medical countermeasures that we have been federally allocated to use to prevent severe illness and death. We previously reported that the Food and Drug Administration authorized the emergency use of blamlanivimab, casirivimab, and imdevimab, which are monoclonal antibody treatments designed to block viral attachment and entry into human cells. These antibodies neutralize the virus and can potentially treat patients with COVID-19. The antibodies were identified from blood samples taken from some of the first patients who recovered from COVID-19 in the United States. The treatments are most suitable for treating mild to moderate COVID-19 in adults and in pediatric patients aged 12 and older weighing at least 88 pounds who are at risk for progressing to more severe illness or hospitalization. To be considered high risk, patients must meet at least one of the following criteria: being significantly obese, have chronic kidney disease, have diabetes, have immunosuppressive disease, are currently receiving immunosuppressive treatment, are 65 or older, are 55 or older, but have a cardiovascular disease or other respiratory disease, are 12 to 17 and have heart, lung, or neurological conditions, or being significantly obese or overweight. The treatments are not appropriate for everyone and have not been authorized for use in patients either who are hospitalized due to COVID-19, who require oxygen therapy due to COVID-19, or who require an increase in baseline oxygen flow rate due to COVID-19, and those with chronic oxygen therapy due to underlying non-COVID-related morbidity. This is a tremendous resource that is available to prevent severe disease in our vulnerable populations. Dr. Ty Hunt Caesar has been seeing patients in and out of the hospital with COVID-19. Since we have been infusing patients who meet criteria for monoclonal antibody treatment, we have had 100% success at preventing progression of symptoms. All the patients reported dramatic improvement in symptoms within 24 to 48 hours. If you have been diagnosed with COVID-19, contact your healthcare provider immediately to determine if you qualify for monoclonal antibody treatment. The impact is seen if treatment is utilized before symptoms become too severe. Benefit has not been observed in patients hospitalized due to COVID-19 and may be associated with worse clinical outcomes when administered to hospitalized patients with COVID-19 requiring high-flow oxygen or mechanical ventilation. It is critical that if you may have been exposed to COVID-19 or if you are sick, that you report your symptoms or your exposure to the Department of Health by calling the epidemiology hotline at 340-712-6299 or 340-776-1519. In addition to our EPI hotline, we are also hosting pop-up testing events throughout the community. Upcoming popping testing events are St. Thomas at Home Depot today from 1 to 3 p.m., St. Thomas at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center parking lot Thursday, February 18th from 1 to 3 p.m., St. Croix at Canagata Rec Center today and the 23rd from 10 to 1 p.m., St. Croix at Budo Park Thursday, February 18th, 25th, 10:30 to 1:30 p.m., St. John at the Vipa Gravel Lot Wednesday, February 17th from 1:30 to 4:40 p.m. If you have been confirmed COVID-19 positive and are not well, seeking care is critical to reducing the risk of serious illness and preventing death. If you have a medical emergency, please call 911. We should all still be practicing social distancing, washing our hands frequently with soap and warm water, and wearing a mask. Those basic preventive measures are effective, but the COVID-19 vaccines are our strongest weapon against the virus. 31 provider sites are currently reporting vaccine administration, and so far we have administered 11,079 first doses and 4,222 second doses, or 15,301 total doses administered. As of today, we have advanced to Phase 1C of the phase-based vaccination plan. Phase 1C includes individuals who work in water and waste management, food services, shelters, housing, finance, information technology and communications, energy, legal, and media, with a continuation of those not vaccinated in phases 1A and 1B. To find out if you are eligible, please visit covid19usvi.com/vaccines. To schedule your first dose, please call 340-777-8227. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis. As a reminder to the community, Vitima has launched a hotline to assist residents with scheduling their appointment to receive their COVID-19 vaccination. If you are eligible for the vaccine, you can call the hotline at 340-777-VAX, V-A-C-S, or 8227. That is 340-777-8227 to get connected with a provider and schedule to receive your vaccine. You can also do this by visiting Vitima's website at vitima.vi.gov. The hotline is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Also, as a reminder to the public, we are now in Phase 1C of our vaccination rollout, as Dr. Ellis mentioned. For a complete list of the phases, again, you can check, and to check if you're eligible, you can visit covid19usvi.com/vaccines. Some news from the Department of Labor. As of this morning, the Virgin Islands Department of Labor has issued 53,684 unemployment insurance checks, totaling just over $44 million to Virgin Islands residents impacted by COVID-19 related job losses. The department has also issued 29,451 federal pandemic unemployment compensation payments, totaling just over $50 million. Also, the department has issued 8,182 pandemic unemployment assistance checks, totaling $13.5 million, and has issued $6.4 million in pandemic emergency unemployment compensation payments. Also, under the newly administered lost wage assistance program, the department has issued 3,548 checks totaling $2.994 million. To apply for unemployment insurance, please visit the Department of Labor's website at vidol.gov, or you can visit their offices at Estate Sign Farm in St. Croix and at Estate Contant in St. Thomas on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I am sure most of you are aware that the Bureau of Internal Revenue and Department of Finance have issued 10,000 stimulus payments last week as part of Congress's most recent coronavirus aid package, or what we more commonly refer to as the second stimulus. As a reminder to the public, this second stimulus is available to tax filers who have filed their 2019 income tax return or Form 1040, as well as Social Security recipients. If you have not filed your income tax return for 2019, you have until Monday, March 15th to do so in order to be eligible for a stimulus payment. If you are not a tax filer, you can file a 2019 Form 1040 and annotate $1 on the interest line. Social Security recipients, if you have received your first payment, this second round will be mailed to you automatically, as the Bureau already has your information. The Bureau has also established a hotline to assist residents in responding to the volume of calls that if you have any questions related to stimulus payments or your refund checks, the status of your refund checks, you can call the hotline at 340-714-9325. Again, that number is 340-714-9325. In closing this afternoon, before we take questions, I would like to welcome the media back to Government House. We, from what had seemed like an eternity, as you know, Government House has been closed to the public and non-essential personnel for the better part of last year as we navigated our COVID response. The Bryan Roach administration is committed to transparency, and so we found a way, relying heavily on technology, to still allow access to the media. While it was convenient at most times, it is good to have the media back in person. While we do not have anyone from the media in our presence this afternoon, we are hoping to have them next week. So welcome. I know it's been a long time, so looking forward to seeing you guys in person again as we slowly progress toward normalcy. That concludes our press briefing this afternoon. I will take any questions from the media if there are any. Have one question? Go ahead. Caller, go ahead. Caller, go ahead. Okay, we are having some challenges with that reporter on the line. If you could bear with us for 1 second. All right, that reporter has dropped off the line. We apologize sincerely for that. If you can reach out via email, we would gladly respond to that inquiry. Remember, that concludes our press briefing today, so remember to wear a mask, practice social distancing. Oh, we have a question. All right. Sorry, we were having some technical difficulties on the line. Remember to wear a mask, practice social distancing, and get the vaccine when it is your turn. Take your best shot against COVID-19, get the vaccine. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.